Hello, I'm Green.
And I'm purple.
Welcome back to Green and Purple. We are back playing Dark Souls today. I'm not gonna make anything with this, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it. The souls or the items you get for beating the bosses, you can turn them into boss items, but
They suck.
I mean, there's a couple really good ones, but I'm not planning on using any of them during this specific playthrough. There's one boss soul I'm gonna save. It's the Soul of Sif. To make a specific shield from, but that won't be for a little bit. But all the other ones, yeah, I'm just gonna use them because they give you souls. Oh, good. We're heading into Anor Londo. I really like Anor Londo as an area because like it has such a big contrast to all the other kinds of areas.
Very bright.
Yeah, like everywhere before this is
Very
like
regal.
everywhere before this, it's like, oh, it's a crappy, broken down, undead village. It's a crappy, broken down sewer. It's a crappy, broken down Blight Town. Like, everything's just gross and ugh. And then Anor Londo's all, like, fancy and opulent. But it's still annoying. It's got some annoying bits. Most notably, this first area we're going to go to.
Oh, it's a gargoyle.
Hi, buddy.
No fair. He can fly.
So can I. There, it starts flying around. Like, hey, that hurt.
That hurt, eh?
Is it Canadian?
Yeah.
Few people realize that Anor Londo is actually part of Canada.
Oh, jeez, I'm sorry, man.
Oh, I'm real sorry. Go over here.
It's just water now.
Nothing left for you.
There's a few ice chunks in there.
A few ice. A few singular ice.
I said ice chunk.
I know.
Oh. Why you gotta mess with me, man?
Some demon titanite, which will be useful because we will need that to upgrade the shield that we're going to be making.
My nose itches.
Basically, lore-wise, Sif is the boss we're going to fight later. Is a great wolf, and she was the companion of Artorias, who's an important character in the Dark Souls lore.
Oh god, is this safe?
And it's a little look. If you're afraid of heights and me falling, this next part's probably gonna give you a heart attack because it's all high and it's all the possibility of me falling. This is where we're gonna be. Hi, Paint Guy. I'm gonna backstab you. Aww. What if he's throwing knives at me? Hey, you stop that.
Hassan chop!
Is that these guys?
Yes. Oh.
Okay, so I hate this part.
No.
So let's just do it.
Okay.
This is what we're working with. The whole way over. And there's enemies up here.
Oh, I see him. I see him.
Hi. But yeah, he's gonna come over here.
Hey, you stay right there. I'm coming to get you. Oh, that really hurt, eh?
Oh, gee.
Oh, no.
Oh. Just like watching him fall just made it like, oh no. Chandelier down. You don't even get to hear it break though, which is sad.
You know, I played a game where it was kind of like, you know, old style JRPG, where, you know, you're like walking on a world map, and so really sucks because there are mimics in that too. So like you'll open up a treasure chest and it'll be like, instead of saying like you got 500 gold or something like that, I'd be like, it was a mimic.
It's like, oh, good.
Okay.
Great.
And it always gets me because I always...
Dang it! The problem is with great swords, like you always move a little bit whenever you swing. So like that, he just kind of decided to take a step to the side.
So I always forget that, like, you know, oh yeah, that's right, there are mimics in this game. So I'll just be casual, I'll be like, ooh, a treasure chest. You can't tell. It's
Yeah.
just it really is RNG.
Oh, is it?
Uh-huh.
Can it be any chest?
Mm-hmm. So you just open up one, and it's like, it was a mimic. Be like, oh, god dang it, I forgot these. And they're real, I mean, obviously, of course, it's a mimic. They're really dangerous.
Right.
Because it has, like, an insta-kill attack and stuff like that.
That's the thing, like, mimics are one of those weird enemies where they're really common, but they're also pretty, like...
They'll mess you up.
Yeah, like, because usually, you know, you think the most common is, like, Zubat or whatever. Like, I could beat, like, I could have no Pokemon and just punch a Zubat and still win. But, like, mimics are pretty frequent, and, they'll just mess you up. I mean, obviously, it changes from game to game, but in most games that I see them in.
And then to make matters even worse, because you know, I was in those top, you know, those JRPGs, you can check pretty much anything and see stuff. So like, not only are there treasure chest mimic, but they're like pot mimics, like jar mimics. Like there's sometimes you'll find like a jar and you can look inside of it and there'll be things in there. Sometimes you look in there and that'll be a mimic.
Good.
And they're even worse.
Oh, are they?
Uh-huh.
There's a... what game?
Because it's just a bunch of, I'm going to inflict your entire party with ailments, and then I have an instant kill attack, and then I can, whenever I do attack you, I attack like 8 times.
Good. There's a... in Dark Souls 2, like... there's wooden chests and there's metal chests. And as far as I know, none of the metal chests are mimics.
That's good.
So, like, that's kind of nice. At least whenever you see a metal chest, you don't have to worry about it. But, like, everyone else...
Or...
Why, Derek? Why do you step? Hey, he fell too, though.
Oh, you're not getting away from me that easily. I like it when you want to step.
What?
Okay, I'm sorry.
What?
It's a song, I think.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Not really.
Maybe if we switch over to something else. No, he still steps with that too. I like the R2 on this one. I almost want to switch to the butcher, but I already put too much into this way. But yeah, Anor Londo's just got a couple parts like these where they're just... luckily they're not too long, so they're not too bad, but they'll get you. Like if we can get past this, we won't have to do it again, because there's a little shortcut you can open up that bypasses it. We just gotta get through it once. Honestly, I might try and hit him with some fireballs.
Volcanoes. How did you know?
No, Caleb.
Everybody's talking about.
No. Bad, Caleb.
What, you don't like Totinos?
I mean, they're alright, but give you a stomachache. It's a little pocket of pizza. That you microwave. I mean, they're not as bad as straight up Hot Pockets, but it's not saying much. It's like saying...
But Austin, everybody's talking about them.
It's like doing meth isn't as bad as doing, I don't know, some other drug. It's like, I guess you're right, but preferably you wouldn't do either of them.
I'm Totino's pizza boy.
And I am Totino. Yeah, Anor Londo is definitely one of those areas that, like, I have a love-hate relationship with. Because I love its design, but I hate its design.
Oh.
No, he's too full. Dang it!
He knew.
Okay. We got this, Caleb.
Okay.
If you say so. You stay right there. If we can get him at one of these junctions, then we have a little bit more to...
No.
I'll try it one more time, and then we'll go at it again next time.
Conjunction.
I'm sure there's some guys like, well, you're supposed to be doing this. Like, I realized I could be using ranged weapons here, and that would help, but I don't really like the ranged weapons, and I don't really have that many bolts. You suck. Why did I do... Okay, I wasn't too... It could have been worse. That's how... Elevators will get you in this game, because you just, like, expect them to be there, and then they're not, and you just run into oblivion.
That reminds me of this one time. Austin told me he was playing Sonic CD.
Mm-hmm.
And he had that feature turned on where like people can watch you play on Steam. And so one guy like asked him if he could watch him play Sonic CD. And you know, Austin's just like, sure, fine. I mean, that's good.
Right.
And then like you said the guy was like pretty much just quiet. He didn't really.
Yeah,
say
he didn't say any, because you can like since you can see each other's username, you can chat.
Yeah.
And he hadn't said anything, because usually, like, when I've done it before, also Walter's eating. You can hear him? Yeah. Usually they'll say something along the lines of, it's like, oh, do you like the game? Do you think it's worth the price or whatever? Like, hey, the game's on sale. Do you think it's worth this price? Stuff like that. But he wasn't saying anything. He was just watching me for about maybe 20 minutes or so, and I was just playing the game. And then after the 20 minutes, I was playing a game and I fell and I died. And then the only thing he ever said to me, I got a message pop up in the corner. It was like, you suck. And then he disconnected. And I was like, all right.
Cool.
Cool, man. Good to know. It's people like you that like make it so refreshing whenever you find someone who isn't a jerk on the internet. Because you're who I'm expecting everyone's gonna be. Alright. Nah, just keep on our strategy. It'll work eventually. What I might try to do is just kind of like strong arm them off of so they fall. Because they'll do that. Okay, we'll get here on this junction. We have a little more room to work with. Okay.
So, in Heroes of the Storm, they finally implemented voice chat.
Oh, yeah?
Which...
Oh, yeah, I forgot that it didn't. You said it didn't have that.
And I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I haven't played it in a long time.
There we go. That's what I like.
Don't know what he was trying to do there. But
I think he was trying to do like a jumping attack, but yeah, I didn't jump fast enough, so he just fell.
And I don't know how I feel about it exactly, because I feel like it gives people even more reason to like get angry at you.
Right.
Because if you're like not in the voice chat, they get angry.
Oh, do they? Yeah. I know those people where it's like, no, you're in the voice chat. It's like, yeah, and
because I got.
It's like I don't want to be in the voice chat.
I was like, I think voice chat's good for once again competitive play.
Yeah, I think it's good for competitive play. So if you want voice chat, get in competitive play.
But yeah, if it's just casual, it's like I'm just playing this casually right now. I don't want to talk to you guys.
I don't want to hear some 8-year-old yelling at me
with your crappy mic.
You suck.
Yeah, no, but I got into one game and this guy was just like complaining at me because I wasn't in the voice chat.
It's almost like if you're not using voice chat personally, it's almost better to just like completely turn it off, just because all you're gonna get is people just yelling it. I don't know.
And he's like, I want to talk to you for like strategy purposes,
Right.
and I was like, hey, you can just type that out because this game's been out for quite some time. People
Right.
have done that where they've typed out like what they want certain people to do and stuff like that,
Right.
and it works perfectly fine.
No kid doesn't.
Yeah, the everybody called me a fat bastard, so
That's good. I can't see you, but I know you are.
I was like, well, you're half right.
He'd also be half right if he said it to me. Combined, we are the fat bastard too. It was our calling all along.
Because a bastard's like a...
I mean, it's kind of one of those old-timey terms to a certain extent, but I'm pretty sure at its core it's just like someone born out of wedlock. It's either that or like where the father's not around or something.
Yeah, that's what I know. Oh, buddy.
Elder said, I am done eating, and you will release me.
That's how I know it as. It's like a boy without his father.
Without his father. Bad gargoyle.
Oh.
Walter, you're so needy. Why can't you just be happy with what you have? You gotta love online gaming communities.
Oh yeah, they're the best.
It's the thing is with online gaming is like whenever you get someone like who's actually like nice in online gaming, it could be really cool to like
Yeah.
co-op with someone online. It's really fun, but just 90% of the time, just oh my god. There's a bunch more of the painter people down here. Hi, buddy. Ow. Don't do that. Yeah, so these guys will try and backstab you, so you gotta be careful. These are the painters. I can't remember their exact name, but they're like I think they're the painter guardians, and you'll see why in a second. But this is the only place they show up, so at least that's good. And we dropped that
Chandelier.
that chandelier because there's an item on it. Come back here, man. I didn't even hit you, but I don't even care. I'll take it. So yeah, they're not that hard to kill. There's just a bunch of them down here. And there can be a little annoying. They do that. Okay, throw a knife. I'm gonna throw a knife in there.
Taste our knives. I like knives.
That's a knife.
That's not a knife.
This is a knife. Oh yeah, should probably grab that item that I went on for all the trouble getting.
I mean, you don't have to, but
Well, I'm never gonna use that, but at least I got it. Okay, gotta go over here.
one more.
That's the real item.
Just like, yeah.
Okay, so no Black Iron Tarkus we ran to. This is him in the real world. He died here. So yeah, his whole thing was like he's another like important person in the lore. At least he's been made into an important person in the lore because of the fan base. But he's like super strong. Like wasn't even because we're like the chosen undead or whatever. So we have like the power to come back from the dead over and over again. Apparently he didn't even have that power. and he still went and like rang both of the bells and got all the way through Sen's Fortress and got to Anor Londo, but then he fell. So that's kind of sad. This is the painting they're talking about. This huge painting.
Oh.
We're not gonna. That's actually a level. We can go there. We'll get pulled into the painting. Well, we can't go there yet. We have to get a little doll, and then we can go into the painting.
Like Mario.
And then once we're in there, there's like a secret area, and then there's another optional boss if you want to. But we're not gonna go in there right now because without the ability to warp between bonfires, we wouldn't be able to get back out unless we beat the whole area. But
Dark Souls ripped off Mario.
yeah, and you have to do a triple jump into the painting. Oh, look, whenever we come back, I'm just going to be heading back up to that bonfire. Whenever we come back, we'll be heading over into the more main part of Anor Londo, where the bulk of the stuff is and where the bosses are and everything. Oh, look, whenever we come back, more Anor Londo. Bye, everybody.
See ya.